lost, how they stayed alive, and we're also hearing from their parents. NBC Bay Area's Ian Cole joins us now, and their story, the way they say it, pretty remarkable, Ian.
It certainly is, Jessica. You know, on Friday they asked their mom to go for a walk with them, and when she said not right now, they went alone and got lost in the woods around their remote house. Two girls say they used survival tools, say they learned from their 4-H group and their parents to stay alive.
It was starting to drizzle, so I knew we had to find shelter fast.
Two sisters, Leia and Caroline, were lost for 44 hours. Tonight, home by their parents' side, explaining how they survived.
She used to send hello, and we used the rain jacket as a blanket. They knew how to start a fire because I watched a lot of tropical paradise movies.
Leia says they drank water from huckleberry leaves, and when asked if she was afraid at first,
My sister cried the whole night, so I told her to think happy thoughts of our family, and I kept watch for us the night.
Over the weekend, 200 rescue workers searched around the family's Humboldt County property, including 15 from Napa and Sonoma counties. They would find granola bar wrappers and the girls' footprints to steer them in the right direction.
We're pretty hungry. Our bellies grumbled the whole night.
The girls were taught to stay put, and they did for hours. Rescuers found them Sunday morning, about a mile and a half from their house. Because of their efforts and their refusal to give up, we found the trail that led to our little girls. After 2 heart-wrenching nights away, the parents say they're just happy to be reunited.
They did the right thing. I mean, they might have wandered off, but they stuck together and they pulled themselves through. They saved each other.
Ian Cole, NBC. Yesterday, firefighters rescued 8-year-old Leia Carrico and her 5-year-old sister Caroline and reunited them with their parents. They disappeared Friday afternoon.
Yeah, this all happened in the small community of Benbow in Humboldt County. NBC Bay Area's Marianne Farrow is here in the newsroom with what the two girls did to survive for nearly 2 days. Marianne. Well, these girls are young, so remarkably, they stayed calm the whole time. They also made a little shelter for themselves, and they sang nursery rhymes at the top of their lungs so that searchers could hear them. An emotional reunion for two sisters. 8-year-old Leia Carrico and her 5-year-old sister Caroline nestled in blankets and melting into the embrace of their mom and dad. The girls spent 2 cold and rainy nights in the dense woods near their home south of Eureka. Now, for the first time, the sisters explain what they did to survive.
We found shelter of a tree branch close to the ground, and we had my sister's rain jacket to keep us warm.
The girls say they learned some survival skills from their dad, 4-H, camping with their family, and episodes of the TV show Lost. The sisters even tried to make a campfire, among other things.
When we woke up, we stayed in the same place so Dad could find us. And there was a creek nearby, and we sang nursery rhymes at the top of our lungs the second morning.
While they were singing, their mom feared the worst. More than 100 searchers, including some from Napa and Sonoma counties, had combed the area for more than a day without finding the girls. It felt like a nightmare, like I couldn't wake up. Both parents say they searched for their daughters hours on end in an area known for steep terrain and mountain lions. Finally, 2 firefighters followed a trail of footprints and found the 2 girls. They were hungry and dehydrated, but in good spirits. Well, their dad told us that he thought it was a miracle. He searched for them for 48 hours straight. The little girls were taken to the hospital, but all they got there were heating blankets and pizza. So
they're very strong girls, and they stayed calm, and they did exactly what I hoped anyone would do if they were lost. We, point out different areas that could be shelter, say under a fallen tree or a hollowed out stump or huckleberries, and how the water is basically a clean source of water if you choose leaves to drink off of versus drinking out of a creek. the building of a fire and things like that, and it slows down your pace. You're not hiking around and going long distances and it basically makes a signal fire or leaves a mark that you were in that area. As soon as I heard some of the details, I knew that they were going upon the things that I was trying to teach them. It's amazing that even small details, these kids can pick up on it and remember it under a time of stress like that, and they really came through. It was amazing.
It's starting to drizzle, so I knew we had to find shelter fast.
8-year-old Leia kicked into survival mode when she and her 5-year-old sister Caroline got lost a few miles from their home in Humboldt County. They survived 44 hours with no food or water in cold, rainy conditions in a redwood forest.
We found shelter, a tree branch close to the ground, and we had my sister's rain jacket to keep us warm.
Their mom, Misty Carrick, says she's not sure her daughters would have survived if not for their 4-H program.
Group leader Justin has taught them fire-making skills.
They're very strong girls, and they stayed calm.
Justin Lehnert teaches Leia and Caroline in his 4-H outdoor adventure class in Humboldt County. He's proud the girls applied his lesson during their misadventure, like drinking rainwater off of leaves to stay hydrated.
Versus drinking out of a creek or some place that could be contaminated.
There are 4-H programs all over the Bay Area, including right here in San Bruno.
Hi, guys.
9-year-old Caroline Gellermini has been a member of the San Bruno, South San Francisco 4-H program for 5 years. Thanks to 4-H, she feels like she'd have a shot at surviving in the woods, too.
If you're ever lost and there's like a bunch of herbs around, you can know which ones to eat and which ones not to. And they teach you how to survive certain stuff, and say there's like a coyote or a wolf, like they teach you what to do.
Much of 4-H is about taking care of animals and gardens, all aimed at teaching kids basic life skills and critical thinking, which is clearly what kept Leia and Caroline alive.
If you're ever caught in that situation where you don't have any water to drink, but you have a creek, it's good to build a fire and then boil the water before you drink it, and cool it down before you drink it, because of the giardia and parasites in the water.